lateness. That's what you get for living in a tourist town.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially on like a Sunday of a really hot weekend.
Oh, yeah,
It's probably really busy out there.
nightmare.
Oh,
Hey, buddy. Hey.
He's like, I want to join. I want to be on the live.
Yeah. I love you.
Thank you. He's been sleeping a lot.
I would too.
Yeah.
Yep.
How is everybody? How is everybody? How are you?
I'm good. I'm very hot.
Yeah.
And I had to traverse Costco this afternoon, so I'm a little bent. But good.
Good.
Yeah. And I'm excited for the market that I'm going to be doing.
Oh yeah, that's next weekend, right?
Yeah,
well, this weekend upcoming.
Yeah, this weekend, and then the weekend following, we have the esoteric market.
Yeah.
Which you're coming to.
Yes.
And
that's in Vancouver.
It is,
right?
Yeah, like Yaletown-ish area. It's Esoteric Vancouver. They do the Ghostly Tours Vancouver.
Oh, cool.
Oh, hey. Are we gonna record? Yeah.
Oh.
Church. No, it's okay. I guess we're gonna record now. He paused it too. Oh, is your back?
Don't. Hello.
So funny. Okay, I'm gonna mark that as church's butt.
He's like, I want to be involved so bad.
Are you going to be a conduit today, church?
Are you gonna help us, spooky phone?
Church's butt. I don't mind. You're so handsome.
He's like, oh, thank you.
Except for that time that you bit me. That was scary.
Yeah. He's a menace. He is.
Is there anybody here? Can you talk? Can you say hello?
Yeah.
If you can, unless you're at work and you have to be like really stuffed about it. That's okay.
Oh, hi, Amanda Steve.
Ooh, so cute. From visiting Goldie's. Cool. I hope it's nice and cool there.
Yeah. Yep, it's an earlier time for us, but we didn't want to miss a Sunday, and I am not available later. So I know a lot of people who like summer will be out enjoying it.
Yeah.
But
not us, not until we find a watering hole.
No. We're barely surviving the heat.
You almost bit me.
Hey.
I felt you licked me afterwards, but I felt those little teethers. I don't wanna alarm you, church, but you have gray hair in your ears.
Uh-oh. He's getting old.
I love his like shoulders very much. They're very like masculine cat.
He's adorable. I hate the summer too, Amanda. I'm not a summer person, and people get really offended when I say that sometimes.
So many people who love the summer make it their whole fucking personality, just like October people make it their whole personality, right? Like it's true.
Yeah, don't you dare.
You're either a lizard or you're what's an opposite? Or you're a bear. I don't know. I feel like there's no in between. There's either you really, really love the heat and you're just predisposed to it.
Yeah.
And just can relish and I don't know, like the dehydration isn't a factor. Like heat exhaustion just isn't a factor. There's so many different variables, I feel like, and none of the variables within heat is my friend.
No.
Because I lack motivation for cooking. My brain just feels scrambled all the time.
Yeah. I've been trying to like come up with ideas for dinners that don't require the oven.
Yeah.
Because no thanks.
Yeah. I full on hallucinated in Costco because I went and picked. We have these like very specific burgers that we get, and there's it's in the blue pack. The red pack is sirloin, and it's like $2 more expensive for less because it's like a better like cut of meat.
Yeah.
But I full on grabbed a blue bag, and like I remember like I looked at it and grabbed it, and then when I was putting it on the conveyor belt, it was red.
Weird.
Yeah. And like it was almost like it was mocking me on the conveyor belt because I was like, what the fuck? What are you? And then I looked at Koira and I was like, this was blue. And she's like, it's clearly not blue. I'm like, but it was blue.
I saw blue.
Yeah. So
weird.
That was my like anomalous Costco experience.
Just like hallucinated. It's the heat. It's the heat. You get in there and there's all these people and it's hot and you're like, I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah. But I did get their queso dip, which I'm really happy because I
want to try that.
I lost the good mouthfeel and taste for it for like months, and now it's back, and I'm like, maybe I'll split it with you because we usually don't go through it. I could just put a little jar together for you. Yeah,
that'd be cool. I would like to try it. Yeah,
it's a little rough on the tum because it's very dairy.
Okay,
but it's.
But is it like super spicy?
No,
I should be okay then.
No, it's not super spicy. It's very flavorful, but it's a lot of dairy because it's like a cream queso.
Yeah.
So good. So good. Yeah.
Well, I am ready for experimenting.
Summertime spooker phone.
Yeah, let's do some summertime spooky phone. Estes Method.
Okay, I'm going to record this because I want to try something new.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think this will be fun.
Yeah, I do too.
Because then you can be more present in the moment instead of writing.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's all about experimentation. There's not very many experiments that I can do on my end, so I just wanna try.
Yeah.
Try.
See if you like it.
See if it's a good method.
Yeah. I've been doing things a little bit differently today. So like, I have been trying to like just kind of relax and like I didn't eat like a big breakfast or lunch. Like I'm trying to eat like light just to keep my like from being like feeling heavy after a big meal, like, you know.
Yep.
And I've been just trying to be like calm, stay off my phone, like not like be on looking at my phone a bunch. I just sat and chilled and I read. I was actually reading the book you got me, the Haunted Vancouver book. So I'm just trying to see if like more of like a relaxed approach before helps me like get into.
Do you know what would be really wonderful? If we like picked some like lavender beforehand.
Ooh,
you know, when I'm not like super duper dumb rushed, you know?
Yeah.
So, like I did plan on being here like half an hour earlier. But yeah, I appreciate that you kind of like geared down.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's very it's easy to, especially with a person with like ADHD, it's hard because there's so many different things that keep us like motivated, and like our phones are a really intense distraction because it is such like instant gratification a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's like that. It's
Yes.
dopamine searching.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that that like the focus that it takes to be at like a different pace. So
yeah,
thank you for doing that.
Yeah, I want to see if it helps. Oh, Church, please don't bully the dog.
She's not hungry anymore, and she's just like,
Come on.
Need to eat.
Oh. Usually when that chair is out, he sleeps in it. So he's like, oh, can I come and cuddle with you?
Cute.
Adorable.
That's very cute.
Okay, are you ready?
I am so ready.
She's like, stay away from my food.
Okay, we will see you on the other side.
Okay. Oh, wait, I gotta turn it up.
Let's have some really, really chill spirits.
Yeah.
But very clear and like present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spooky Bone 102-ish, I believe this is. My phone transcribed it as Spooky Bone, not Spooky Bone.
I just gotta turn it up.
Are there any spirits of the human dead or spirits of the land or this place that would like to come through? You can speak through Luna by communicating with the spirit box that she is holding in her hand.
Best $20 you ever spent.
It was a little more than $20, but yes. Who are we speaking with? Can we call you by a name? Hello?
Yeah, no kidding.
That was an interesting inflection.
Let the crows out.
Let the crows out. Okay.
They're on their way.
Coming to roost. How many crows are there?
So important to learn.
Can you teach us?
It's quite the mouthful.
You don't have to teach us all in one go. What would be an important lesson that you can give us? We can give you something in return, like a glass of water or some food. Some wine. Hello?
Follow me down.
Follow you where? Where are you going?
The summer hags.
Okay. Don't hate that. How can we be more hag-like this summer? What would your advice be for that?
I'm just gonna adjust.
Hello? Can we communicate with spirits of the human dead? Spirits of the land? Or spirits of the place?
Life would be
Life would be what?
6'5".
I feel like 6'5" came up a couple weeks ago too.
We have the community.
Does 6'5" pertain to the community?
Pretty upside down.
How
We started off on the floor.
I thought height
Okay.
too. Started off on the floor. Is it
Keep it weird.
We will certainly do our very best to keep it weird. Does the 6'5" have anything to do with a drawing?
That was funny.
Okay.
We want it back then.
You want your joke back? Or your like funny line? Does 6'5" have to do with a drawing?
Giddy up.
How fast are you going? Can you look something up for me? How hot, like what height is a standard doorway? Door frame? I'm gonna get Spooky Joe to check it out. How high are your doorways?
Maybe
Um,
6'8".
6'8". Pretty close. 6'5".
What's the matter?
Nothing. Is there
The
anything?
shelf.
There's no shelves around here that are in distress.
We always want company.
Do you? Do you? What would be the best circumstance for enjoying company? Is this a good setting? The word ambition keeps coming into my mind. Is that something that pertains to the energy that we are communicating with?
Residual.
What do we need to be aware of right now?
We're around 2. Hot as soup.
It is hot as soup. Some might say boiling. Can you feel the weather where we are?
Pretty flower. I'll have to look.
What does it look like? What color is it?
Give me a call. I'm
What
really thinking about it.
are you thinking about? How can we call you?
I need to just adjust the settings, I think. Give me 1 minute. It's very quiet, but I think it's this. I'm gonna try something. Do you want to just keep going?
We can, yeah.
Ooh, that's loud.
Ooh.
Okay.
Part 2.
Okay.
Is there any spirit that would like to speak with us?
Every weekend.
Every other weekend for right now. We used to every weekend, every week.
The keys.
What about the keys?
Put it in place of that.
Can you tell us more? Is there a gate?
Same time. Hear us.
What time would you prefer?
Hear them now.
Who are they?
Is that on?
Yes, it's on. We can hear you.
Out there, incomplete.
What is incomplete?
We got it working for now.
Are we supposed to help you?
Our time. And
Does your time differ from ours?
you have to knock
How many times?
somewhere in the forest.
Okay. Where about? How far from this place that we're in right now is the forest that we need to knock? Can you check what's 65 kilometers? Look how windy it is. Yeah, that's so pretty. Oh, of course it stops now.
Everything we now do.
What do you do now?
We've done before.
Ah, okay.
It's important.
We're always told not to.
Out in the universe.
Okay. We're always told not to repeat the mistakes of the past. Tell me about this.
Increase your current field. Whatever works.
That's very encouraging. Can you please?
I would never open I didn't hear the last part. I would never open something.
What would you never open?
Calm down.
Okay.
Looking for others.
Are you looking for others?
The black smoke.
Where is the black?
Shout to us.
Where would we shout to you? How would we, what would we shout?
You can come with me.
Where are you going?
One, two. Many others.
How many others?
To the forest.
We're trying. Is it in around where Golden Ears is? Or Pinecone Burke? B-U-R. My phone transcribed it as burp.
There is a black radio.
There is a black radio. Luna is holding it right now. It is a sweeper.
I always know to look.
You do. Do you look for us specifically or just anyone who's using this method? The Estes Method and Spirit Box.
Here we go.
Where are we going? I'm getting sweaty. Which forest should we go to knock and shout for you? Can Wyrd and water? Are you sure? That's very kind of you. You're the best Spooky Joe in the whole world. Is part of our learning to
And not a lot of people.
to just go and explore different forests and try knocking. When we shout, what is it we are supposed to shout to call for you? What words do we use? That's an interesting. That's interesting, Amanda. I'm gonna read your comment right now just so I can have it transcribed. Also, though, there's nothing new in the universe, and you set that at 3:49, and it is 3:55, 15:55 now. And Luna's out. Save. Okay, that was very interesting.
Yeah.
And like, look at, I can actually watch in real time as it transcribes. So I'm definitely going to use this again.
Yeah.
The only part that I don't care for is that I know that it miscommunicated some words.
Yeah.
So, but this was a really interesting session.
Yeah.
Did you feel like it was quiet, or did you feel like it was juicy?
At first, it felt very quiet, and it felt very all over the place. And then, like, at one point, it felt like, I don't know, there was like a weird, like, time thing happening. And I felt like, it almost felt like we were connecting with someone on, like, a different time, or I don't know.
So it's really interesting because sometimes, like, as far as I know, this has only happened like a couple times, and I've never like noted it out loud, because anytime I've like thought about it, just it goes.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's almost like I don't want this to come out wrong. It's almost like you're not here. It's like you're it's like you're not glamored, not veiled, but it's like you're like in a different dimension.
It's interesting that you say that, because sometimes when I like go in, I try to experiment with projecting my consciousness, I guess, somewhere else. I'm just like, here you go. I have a little tether. You go somewhere and see what happens. And so it's interesting that you say that, because sometimes I try to experiment with like just.
Did you do that this time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very interesting, because as far as I know, I'm not actually aware of like how, like, when that changes, when you cease to become Luna and it's not Luna that I'm communicating to through, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's very interesting, and I'm glad that we have it on recording, because we definitely have to touch on that.
Yeah. I really want to like lean into that. I also want to note before I forget, like, when some of that stuff was coming, like, I don't know exactly I can't remember exactly what I was saying, but like, just like saying like, oh, something about time, and like it felt very connecting with someone or something in a different time. This man's voice kept, it was a very specific,
like
older sounding man, and it kept like, it would cycle around, like he would say something and then it would go, and then he would come back and say something and then go, and it happened like three times, I want to say, around that time where I was like talking about like time or something I was talking about.
I can upload it straight to our drive.
Oh, that's so perfect.
And I can edit it.
Perfect. Nice. Well, that's okay.
I almost got really excited. Joe, next time you really want to get like super aggressive and do like a high five, I'll do it with you. So cool. That is very, and it was the same voice.
Yes. At least 3 times I heard him, and like, I don't know, I just kind of pictured like an older man, in his like 50s, I would say, later 50s, like
it had like
with short like salt and pepper hair. That's kind of like, because when I heard his voice, that's kind of the image that I got in my head.
How tall?
I don't know, because I feel like he was sitting down, so probably like a good, I would say, like between 5'8" to 6 foot, probably.
Okay. So first of all, it transcribes spooky phone to spooky bone, which is really funny. I'm gonna keep that in there. So I asked very specifically when you went in, are there any spirits of the human dead or spirits of the land or this place that would like to come through? That felt very good and very natural. And I then instructed that they can speak through Luna by communicating with the spirit box that you are holding in your hand.
Yeah.
And then they said, best $20 you ever spent. It was, I said it was a little more than $20, but yes. I'm gonna just make a note that it's like SP. So that's what I'm gonna do. Who are we speaking with? Can we call you by name? Hello? And then you said, yeah, no kidding. But you said it like in, I can't remember what the inflection was, but it was a very interesting inflection. It was as if you were having like a full-on conversation, or like imagine you were sleeping and it was like you were talking in your sleep. It was like one of those, like, it was like we were interrupting a conversation that you were already in.
Yeah.
And like it flowed. Like it felt like we were missing the beginning and after of that conversation.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I made note of that, the inflection. And then they said, let the crows out. Let the crows. There was something before that, but they said maybe lots of crows. We can go back in the video if that's an important moment.
Yeah.
Let the crows out. And I said, okay. And then they're on their way. And I said, are they coming to roost? How many crows are there? And then they said, so important to learn. And I said, can you teach us? It's quite the mouthful, they said. And I said, you don't have to teach us all in one go. What would be an important lesson that you can give us? We can give you something in return, like a glass of water, or some food, some wine. And then it was very silent. And then, hello, follow me down. And I said, follow you where? Where are you going? And they said, after a bit, I don't have the timestamps, but the other transcription has the timestamps.
Yeah.
The summer hags. Do you remember saying that?
No.
And I was like, I laughed and I was like, okay, don't hate that. How can we be more hag like this summer?
Yeah.
What would your advice be for that? And then I can't remember. It said I'm just, but that's not what was transcribed, or that's not what was said. It's just what it transcribed. And then I think this is when you fixed at some point, because I said hello. And then, can we communicate with spirits of the human dead, spirits of land, or spirits of this place? Life would be, and then just nothing. And then I said, life would be what? 6'5". And I said, I feel like 6'5" came up like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
As well, like the number 6'5". And they said, we have the, and I said, does 6 pertain? And then they said, hang on, does 6 pertain to the community? I don't remember saying that, but that's what it transcribed. And then it said, or they said, pretty upside down. And I said, how? And then they said, we started off on the floor. Amanda C. made note. She asked how tall door frames were. So Spooky Joe Googled it for us. And like a standard door frame is about 6'8".
Okay.
And then Amanda also made note that windows used to start on the floor, like in some areas and stuff.
Yeah.
Keep it weird, which is amazing.
I love that.
I said we will certainly do our very best to keep it weird. And then I asked, does the 6'5" have anything to do with a drawing? And they said that was funny. Because I just kept getting like just like this like a circle, and then like almost like an etch a sketch. Like it was like a drawing, and then it would go, and then a drawing, and then it would go. And I said, okay, we want it back then. You want your joke back, or funny? And then I said, does 6'5" have to do with the drawing? And they said, giddy up. And I said, how fast are you going? And then that's when I asked Joe to check it out. And then what did they say? Something about a shelf.
Amanda C says, is 6'5" a radio call like 10-4?
Oh.
Joe, can you look that up, please? Thank you.
Is there anything on
That's a good question.
Is there anything on the shelf? There's no shelves around here that are in distress. We always want company. Do you? What would be the best circumstances for enjoying company? Is this a good setting? And then I said, the word ambition keeps coming to my mind. It was just like, it was like here. Like, just, it's a fucking weird word. Is that something that pertains to the energy that we are communicating with? And they said, residual. No idea what that means, but it was said right away. What do we need to be aware of right now? We're around 2. Hot as soup. It is hot as soup. Some might say boiling. Can you feel the weather where you are? Pretty flower. I'll have a look. And it's interesting because I just remembered that when you were talking about how you were centering yourself all day for like a good, like, kind of pace.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe next time we can like pick flowers
Yeah.
and lavender.
Yeah.
What does it look like? What color is it? Give me a call. What you're really thinking about. What are you thinking about? And how can we call you? I need to just part 2. And then I clarified, is there any spirit that would like to speak with us? Every weekend. I said, well, it's every other weekend for right now. We used to do every week.
Yeah.
The keys. What about the keys? Put it in place of that. Can you tell us more? Is there a gate? Some time. Here. What time would you prefer? Hear them now. Who are they? Is that on? Yes, it's on. We can hear you.
Yeah, around this part.
Yeah.
This is the part.
Yeah. Out there, incomplete. What is incomplete? We got it working for now. Are we supposed to help you? Our time. Does your time differ from ours? You have to knock. This is really getting good. You have to knock. How many times is what I asked.
Yeah.
And then they said, in the forest.
Oh my God. You know what? Just to pause, you know what that reminds me of? Bigfoot people.
Yeah,
Tree knocking.
Tree knocking. Oh.
Yeah. Because that's what people do is they have like sticks or bats or what have you, and they go into the woods, and that is a very common way to like try to get activity from Sasquatch, Bigfoot, whatever you want to call them. They smack trees, and then the idea is you knock on a tree and something knocks back at you. So let's go to the woods and knock on some trees.
So I asked Joe to look up a 65-kilometer radius.
Yeah.
And there is a Sasquatch park in that 65.
Okay, so we're going there.
Like 40 minutes.
So we're gonna go there.
Is that around Harrison?
Cool.
Because Harrison, it's a very common Sasquatch area.
Yeah.
Also where Karina had that weird.
It's near Harrison Hot Springs.
Yeah.
It looks like you get there, you go.
Yeah, on Highway 7 or whatever.
Karina, what happened?
Yeah.
She was camping with her kid. They were in a tent. And she felt something circling.
Ooh, creepy.
We'll have to get her to. We'll have to get her to retell that story.
Yeah.
Because, and Karina, she's very pragmatic. So she's like, I mean, it felt weird, but it could have been a cougar, or it could have been this, or it could have been a bear. But she said it felt fucking weird. So
yeah.
That's what makes me think that it might have been
interesting.
Because she is that type of person to be like, yeah, it is,
yeah,
something mundane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay, so knocking on trees in the woods or whatever.
How far from this place that we are right now is the forest that we need to knock? And then I asked Joe. I just mentioned to Joe that the wind looked really pretty with your tree there. Everything we do now. What do you do now? We've done before. Okay, it's important, but we're always told not to in the universe. Okay, but we're always told not to repeat the mistakes of the past. Tell me more about this.
Yeah.
Increase your current field, whatever works. that's very encouraging. I was going to say, could you please tell me more? And then they said, I would never open. And then you were like, I didn't hear the last part.
Yeah.
I would never
Like,
open
it was like they were
something.
saying they would never open something.
And then they
I
said,
remember that.
and then they said, calm down.
I was.
Is that what I know?
Tell
Hang on.
me to calm down.
Do you see how it's like this? Oh, Harley just baked. She's our prop assistant, our camera. Do you see how it like chunks it together?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but I have to like unchunk it. Otherwise, I'm never like
Yeah.
if we come back to this in like a year, I'll never remember.
Wow, that feels very important.
Very fucking important.
Like, I think we should go back in this video,
yeah,
and clip that section so we can have like an easy clip of it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I couldn't find anything for 6-5.
Okay.
1065 in our local code, so the RCM left.
RCM blat.
It's 10-65, which is escort of a prisoner or someone who's at risk of hurting.
Okay.
In the States, it means either net message assignment or next message. Like you're ready for the next message.
you did say
Interesting.
1-2 at one point. Is that a 1065?
1065.
Yeah.
Hi.
10 code.
Interesting. Next message.
Maybe someone wants to come through with like in law or military.
Or maybe it's just like a nod being like, okay, they're ready for the next step.
Radio communication.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yeah,
Because that's like, yeah. Because if we're going to theorize that like sometimes we're connecting to something, someone in a different time period or timeline or something, then like it's like, are they using something similar to communicate with us?
That's like the
right.
That's like in the
Didn't I say something about black
problem?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You said something about black smoke. I'm getting there.
No, radio.
Yeah, black radio.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
it just hasn't happened yet.
Maybe, you're the operator. Maybe who you were talking to is the dispatcher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dispatcher. Maybe it could be someone who's trying to use updated terminology.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is so complex. We need to give it to them in very like diluted amounts. But then it just comes across as like really fucking cryptic all the time. Okay, calm down. Looking for others. Are you looking for others? The black smoke. Where is the black smoke? Oh, wait, hang on. I asked, where is the black smoke? And where would we shout to you? Did I say that part already? The shouting? Okay, we'll have to go back and look at all of this because they said to shout in the forest. Like during that knocking part.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's where they said the shouting first.
Yeah.
You can come with me. Where are you going? 1, 2. Many others. How many others? To the forest. We're trying. Is it around Golden Ears? or pinecone burp, but it showed up burp. There is a black radio. Yes, Luna is holding it right now. It is a sweeper. I always know to look. You do? Do you look for us specifically, or just anyone who's using this method with the Estes method and a spirit box? Here we go. Where are you going? And then I put my hair up, so I said I'm getting sweaty. Which forest should we go to knock and to shout for you? And then Joe got me new water, so I said, you're the best squeaky Joe in the whole world. Is part of our learning. And then they said, and not a lot of people. So is part of our learning to just go and explore different forests and try knocking? When we shout, what is it? What is it we are supposed to shout? Or what is it we are supposed to shout to call for you? What words do we use? There is an interesting thing. And I read Amanda's comment. Okay, so that's the end of it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Interesting.
I'm gonna fix all this so that you can read it back properly.
Okay. And then we will
wow.
We'll have to go and make a clip of that one part. Ryan's here. Hey, Ryan.
Are you having some queso? I've been thinking about that queso since I got here.
That was an interesting one.
That was fucking good.
I wanna experiment more with this, like,
tether.
Yep. And we need to go to the forest and knock on some trees, I guess.
And I feel like what they're saying is that not a lot of people.
Yeah.
Which is really hard because everything is getting more and more and more condensed, and people, like, it's great. I love that people are exploring more, but it is really hard to find places that isn't private land that you can actually like safely explore, and that you're not like intruding on people.
Yeah.
And it's also like getting harder because people are spreading out more, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be very we're going to know when it's the spot. I feel like we're definitely going to feel like as soon as they said forest, I had this like, you know, those big red cedars in like Oregon.
Okay, yeah.
Like those fucking massive ones. But it like just the tree top looked like that. I don't think it was as wide around, but I have this very vivid picture of what it looks like.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're gonna know when we find it.
Yep.
And it's like gonna feel so interesting.
Yeah. I think we should check out the Sasquatch Park.
Yeah. I mean that's just fun, to be honest. Yeah. It's just really
fun. I think we should check that out.
Yeah.
And go knock on some trees. Do the Estes method in the woods again. Shout. Yeah.
I love that because it's like sometimes we do kind of like, I feel like people in this field don't want to be too loud, especially if they're like not of the ghost bro mindset, you know? Mm-hmm. So being loud is like, we don't want to be intrusive.
Yeah.
But I like that they're like, no, like be present.
You can shout though and it not be aggressive.
That I know. Yeah. I know.
So let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's just go yell in the woods.
Yes. Like calling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. National Park protected. I'm not sure. We'll have to research it more. I also feel like when we do this, we probably won't be able to do a live about it. Mm-mm. We'll video.
document,
We'll
yeah.
document it, and then we'll see. But I feel like when you get into some of these forests and stuff, the connection is just too spotty.
Also, there is something to be said about like this as like the fourth wall, like there's something to be said about like the observation changing the energy, right? So if it is observed too much, it's not an actual experience.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
That's why I think like we want to focus on bringing in-person experiences to our community and things like that, because we want to have experiences that aren't all based on
Online.
yeah, which is why we want this amazing community of Frighties to grow so badly and with our whole hearts. And like we legit, I don't know if everybody knows this, but we legitimately want this to be our full-time jobs. And I think that if more people are excited about it, then cool.
Yeah.
Let's go knock on some trees and shout in the woods.
Maybe we can find some Sasquatch. The yelling.
Yeah.
Did she shout?
Yeah, there's I forget who she learned it from, but it's like a Bigfoot call and it's really funny.
Really?
I'll have to find a clip of her doing it.
That's amazing.
It's so cute. I think Mount Shasta, I don't know. I forget. It's like two guys and they were like lifelong like Bigfoot
Still searching.
like no. They were like lifelong Bigfoot investigators and they would like go out in the woods all the time, and they believed that the Sasquatch had like a specific language and that it was taught to them, and then they taught a piece of it to Dana, and it's really cute
and so cool.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah,
I know this was a good session because now I'm super hungry.
Yeah. Hungry and excited. I always get hungry and excited after a good one.
Yeah. Okay, are
you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. So, if you feel the need to call back your energy and remember your dreams, stay so hydrated, especially if you are of the neurospicy and medicated variety. Get a good snack and some good dinner in tonight. Be good to each other. Tell your friends about us, please.
Yes, please.
You never know who's a weirdo unless you're like, hey, I'm weird.
Yeah. So invite them to our Discord.
Yeah. Be a Frighty ambassador.
I love that. The Frighty street team. Do you remember like those street teams back in like the late 90s, early 2000s?
No, I do remember, but I feel like it's just like a fever dream.
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck was that? What was that?
Oh my goodness.
Well, we love you so much, and we hope that you're going to be good to yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yeah. Okay.
I love you.
I love you too. Bye, everybody.
Bye.